Hi everybody. Hi. Welcome to my channel, Just Keep Swimming 1111. Today's a big day. We get to get back on track now with the soulmate journey, and I decided to do a new little kind of a series where it's kind of a love saga. And I'm going to just continue a storyline for the month, I guess, for the next maybe 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, however it comes out. But this is going to be a love story. So, oh, somebody loves that song. Yay! Whenever I think of divine soulmates, I do think of Twilight. I know it's kind of geeky and young-minded, but that is my heart right there. The Twilight Saga. I am that nerd. Okay, and I don't care how old I am that nerd. So that was a really great love story because it was real. I know it was about vampires and werewolves, but it was about real life stuff. And I like that about that show. Having to choose between two people, getting confused with how you feel about someone, learning that you're meant for someone, learning why you're going after that person, all of those things. And that's what we do here on this channel. We got to figure out what our love is what is our love story? What is it all about? So we're going to start with this one, which is the Twilight Saga, kind of inspired, but I'm going to discover our own saga and see what that means for us. So we're going to start with using the traditional tarot to guide us through this love saga. Okay, so this is going to be a soulmate reading. And it can be a twin flame too. I just left soulmate up there because I know soulmates are destined lovers. And it's a pretty broad scope. Oh, thank you so much about loving my box. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, it's a very wide scope of what love really is all about. And you know, twin flame, divine soulmate, very similar. Twin flame has a whole different journey than a divine soulmate. It's a little bit more nice to have a divine soulmate relationship than it is a twin flame. But they're both beautiful stories, so we're just going to dive into it. All right, let me make sure I do get some reversals. Let's see, I'll just start in the middle. There we go. I'll reverse those. Get those mixed in there. Okay, just a tiny bit of reversals just to see what comes out. All right, so we have some action. The first start of our love story starts with the King of Wands in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Wands. So we're starting with the Magha Nakshatra. And this talks about someone who has ancestral karma, someone who's destined for greatness, or at least feels like they are. This is someone that has a high ego when it's in reverse, a very strong ego, a lot of pride. This is someone that is hot-tempered. This is Leo energy, by the way. This is someone that really has a hard time being told anything. This is a very stubborn person, and you cannot tell this person anything otherwise. They believe what they want to believe, and there's no budging. And please be sure to check your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Jupiter, as well as the 7th house for signs. But this card is a description of a person, okay? So this is a person. And no, not about the North Node. That is different. I mean, you could use it to know that this is a karma you have to fulfill in this life with this person. And that could be anybody. So the North Node could be anybody. It's not center stage for a love relationship. The North Node is like a job, careers, business, purpose. It could be other relationships. It's also about the self. So when you're wanting to hone into a relationship, the things you want to look at for who someone is in your life who's coming in is definitely the sign that you have in the 7th house. A Venus, for sure, symbol, sign. And also Jupiter for a female looking for that husband, that spouse. Jupiter would be that sign. And then you're going to want to check your significant other's sun, moon, or rising. So when someone spits out he's a Libra, that's very generic, and it can't be used because there's other things that have to come in to the equation, okay? So what we have coming in right now is for sure a Leo. The 8 of Wands down here at the bottom of the deck is a Leo. The Strength card, 8, Leo energy, the sun energy, ruling this card. And then the King of Wands is a Leo, king. Magha Nakshatra is royalty. In the Leo nakshatras, Magha is royalty. It is being a king, okay, kingly. So the king of fire would naturally be a Leo. So that's how we're coming to this conclusion. So this is kind of who we're discussing right now, is this King of Wands. And this King of Wands is a character that someone is very attracted to, but nothing is moving forward. You're not going to believe this shit, but here comes the Queen of Wands. In reverse. Holy shit, there you go. We are doing a divine soulmate reading, so boom, we have the divine soulmates right here. Fire sign Queen is also a Leo. Are you both Leos? I'll be honest with you, as a reader, if I want to be like detailed, this is a Venus Leo. Leo, Leo, Leo. This is a Venus Leo. So if someone has Leo in their Venus is in Leo, or the 5th house has their Venus, let's just say Venus is in the 5th house, then this could be very prominent for someone. Very, very telltale signs, and it's a sign from someone, okay? So it doesn't have to be, but that's, if I want it to be really detailed, when I see a him and a her in one sign, element, one nakshatra, and then I have the 8 of Wands, which also symbolizes what's between them. Here we have Leo energy. Now, someone says I have a Sag Venus in tropical. So that is awesome. I do want to broaden this message. Is it possible that you could just have a plain fire Venus? Yes. Aries, Leo, Sag. I think that is perfectly acceptable. 8 of Wands is a Sag card. I like to view it as a Leo because of the number 8 goes to the Strength card, Major Arcana, which is Leo. But it is known as a Sag card. So I am open to that. And Aries can be known for the Queen of Wands, being the first. So I'm perfectly comfortable with the cardinal Aries for these. So if you want to double check your chart, I would check and see if you have fire in the 5th house, Aries, Leo, Sag, or fire Venus. Now, where else this would be prominent would be a Jupiter fire sign, okay? That would be husband, spouse. And 7th house, fire sign, would be also prominent. But it doesn't have to be. But this is what's coming in this reading in part 1 of the saga. It could also be where someone just personifies this energy. It's the person you're dealing with. So we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Not sure quite what happened there. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and just focus on the reading here. So we have the king and the queen. The suit of royalty is right here. The pair, the royal pair. This does signify in a tarot card reading that, yes, this is a definite soulmate relationship. This is divinely orchestrated. These are two people that are meant to be together. They are of the same suit. They're meant to be together. What is between you guys is an 8 of Wands in reverse. And what that symbolizes is this is not moving forward. There is no communication, and this is not moving forward. I think you guys probably already know that if that's your story. The question is why? Why is this not moving forward, Spirit? Velvet is not the easiest thing to spread your cards on. Okay. Why is this not moving forward, Spirit, between these divine soulmates? And what is really between them? All right. More reversals. Okay. You guys know I only had a very small amount of cards that I reversed out of this whole pile. You know, so the simple fact that I had maybe 20 cards out of 78 in reverse, and we've gotten every single one in reverse, is a very spiritual acknowledgement. And that is, this relationship is backwards, it's upside down, it's not going in the right direction. So I asked why. Why is Two of Wands? Again, the fire energy is coming in. This is a stubborn, judgmental person. There's a fire energy here that makes a decision, and that's it. They stick to their decision even when they're wrong. And the sad part is both of you are resonating in this energy. It's not just one person, it's both of you, which is what I call a mirroring. You're both alike. You're both stubborn. You're both full of pride. You both have an ego. You're both standing your ground. You're both refusing to let someone go. Now, is that someone each other, or is that someone a third party? You're going to have to figure that out. But there is two people here refusing to make the right decision to let someone go. Spirit, why do you want someone to let this go? They're in an indecision. A death is supposed to stand for a rebirth. Why do they not want to let this go? We have a Sagittarius symbol here, the Knight of Wands upright. We have the Tower in reverse. Interesting. And we have the Two of Swords upright. Death Tower, Major Arcana, reversed. This is a complete refusal to let this transform. Their desire is too much. They have too much desire and too much drive to have what they want. Again, this is stubbornness. We have the Tower here, which is a refusal to allow a third-party situation to die. Okay? And then we have indecision. Their conscience is telling them, you should do it. Their conscience is telling them, you need to make the right decision. You need to make the right choice. You're not allowing something that's destined to be dead and gone. Death Tower, dead and gone. You're not allowing it to fall apart. But if this is a divine soulmate energy, why would it be destined to fall apart? Am I right? That's your question. Three of Swords, bottom of the deck. This relationship is full of heartache. This relationship is full of injustice. Justice Libra card in reverse. This relationship has not gotten out of it what it should have. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. I'll be right back, guys. Hang on. What's going on? Okay. Anyways, this relationship has way too many years of investment to just walk away. Now, this is going to be frustrating because for some people, this is a third-party situation. We have the Three of Swords. On the Queen of Wands side, she has indecision, broken heart, injustice, and complete disappointment. And a lack of patience, because both of them have a lack of patience right now. On the King's side, he has a refusal to transform, a refusal to let something die. He's far too passionate and argumentative and hot-tempered. He will not allow the tower to come down, even as natural as it feels. Yet, the whole while he's in indecision with the Two of Swords, and his intuition screams at him, you should be making a different decision. So at the same token, he's torn. The King is torn. And you can reverse these if it's a female and a male energy and a male and a female energy, if that's what you need to do. Or you can keep it however it is. But again, what lies between you guys is this Eight of Wands in reverse. No movement forward, no communication, no sexual energy, no passion. It is physically not working here. Everything is just upside down. The important major arcanas are upside down. I told you, I had literally maybe 20 cards out of 78 in reverse. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, 8 of them in reverse. That is almost half of the reversals somehow made it onto this table. Now, on your defense, Queen of Wands, you're angry and upset because you've invested into this relationship for a very long time. Years. You figure out the number. With the Justice card, Libra energy, someone is not telling the truth. And you're pissed. You're brokenhearted. You want the truth to come out. You want justice. You've been waiting for justice. You cannot choose, Two of Wands, to move on and walk away from the situation until you feel there has been some kind of justice. And you're not having it. And so there's frustration, okay? He, King of Wands, could be a she, is needing, like the devil, to transform and become a different, better person. This person needs to let the past die and forgive. There's some resentment from this King of Wands. Let the resentment die. Stop hanging on to a grudge. Stop hanging on to anger. This person has an anger problem. I'm serious. An anger problem. And Queen of Wands, you may as well too. There could be some kind of temperament issue here between you guys. You're both hot-tempered. When you guys fight, it's like two Latins or two Italians going at each other, all right? And you've seen them fight, okay? There ain't no one shutting up. They're going off. And going off is what you guys do, okay? You go off. So there's two people here that can very well go off on each other out of frustration. But the King of Wands has a third-party relationship here at the Tower. And it's supposed to die. Notice how they're mirroring the indecision about death, not being able to decide to let this go. The pain and their desire and their ego is one and the same. I deserve righteousness. I deserve something. Both of these cards say I deserve something. I've been hurt. And this one responds to pain in an angry way. And this Queen of Wands responds to pain in a more sorrowful, tears, bitter, angry way. So there is sorrow and then there is anger, okay? And both of you can respond in almost a very vengeful way. Another reason I know that there's a third-party situation in this reading is when you get a King and a Queen of Wands in reverse, it does talk about there's a possibility of a other woman. In some cases, another man. But it does talk about an outside relationship. It does talk about infidelity. So when you get the King or Queen of Wands, which is sexual desire, passion, and creation in reverse, someone is definitely stepping outside of the relationship. Maybe both of you, maybe one of you, but there has been a stepping outside of it. And this person is clearly settled in their ways, and their ways are trying to come down and wake this King of Wands up. But there is no waking up. But yet they're tugged in their heart. Two Swords. They're always questioning themselves. Am I making the right decision? Did I make the right choice? Am I doing the right thing? No. If your conscience is telling you anything, King of Wands, if you're having a second thought, which is what this Two of Swords is, if you're having an inner dialogue and a second thought about your decisions, trust me, it's not the right decision. Those are red flags. Those are all red flags. And Divine Feminine, you have been waiting for way too long for justice. Good morning, Amazing Grace. So justice has not come for you. On another note, what's going on in your lives separately? What's going on in the Queen of Wands' life is she has a lack of desire. She is suffering with a self-image issue. She's losing confidence in the relationship and herself because of it. She is very bitter and angry and upset at the way things turned out after all she put into it. She's extremely stressed that there was a third-party person at all. She has been unable to walk away from the situation and choose to go after something else because she has no desire in her heart to go after anything else at this time, because she is overwhelmed and stressed. Nine of Swords. Overwhelmed with anxiety and a lot of pain and a lot of sorrow. It looks like she was expecting justice from someone. Libra energy. She really wanted this person to do the right thing, to come forward and say sorry, give that apology, make amends, do the right thing, and the right thing was never done. So again, she finds herself waiting for justice, and this is the frustration. And on a whole separate note, she may have gone through some kind of trials and tribulations in her own life, things that broke her heart, some sadness, some grief. And the justice system has let her down. Maybe something happened to a family member, a friend, herself, her children, but the justice system has frustrated her, and she's been dealing with the justice system. So the Queen of Wands could also be talking to detectives or lawyers, investigators for other matters in her life. And she feels like the government is just letting her down, that there's no justice. So the Queen of Wands is frustrated not only in her own relationship, but also at the world and how unjust it really is. And this hurts her and frustrates her. There's a lot of disheartened, I am not happy, and I am tired of waiting. When you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, it does talk about the possibility of just walking away completely from what you have, because it's just not what you want anymore. And there's some stress here for the Divine Feminine energy with the Queen of Wands about, I'm just tired and I don't know what I want anymore. This person may be physically exhausted, maybe stressed, full of anxiety and thoughts, because underneath that is the Eight of Wands in reverse. And this is, I haven't left yet. I haven't left yet, but I'm thinking about it. And the Magician is, I haven't used my powers yet, in reverse. I haven't decided to use them. I haven't started manifesting anything new yet. We do have that jest here. Masculine, you are angry. You're holding a bitter grudge. You are an argumentative, masculine energy. You can't even look in the mirror and recognize yourself. You know you need to change, or you're never going to recognize yourself. You know for a fact that what you're doing is wrong. You know that you're choosing a path that was not your destiny, but somehow you've managed to try to convince yourself that it is. You're forcing a square peg into a circular hole. And you're hoping to God that the more you smash it, it will fit inside that circular hole, that that square peg will somehow get damaged enough to where it will just work. And it's not going to work well, honey. You're avoiding the tower. And in fact, you're approaching it faster than you ever thought with the Knight of Wands. You're approaching that tower mighty fast. Your refusal to comply with the natural flow of things, with destiny, is your choice. You do have free will, but it does not guarantee you in your free will that you're going to get everything handed to you the way you would like. If you choose to go against the grain, if you want to go against the universe, against your birth chart, against your divine orchestrated plan for your life, which is the natural flow, then you can make your own destiny, that's for sure. But your destiny does not look bright. Because keep in mind that God in the universe, Source, has a plan for you that would lead you to happier, greater things. You do have a greater future, but you're choosing to have a dark one, okay? A dark future. And this is frustrating for not only you, but for your divine feminine. Spirit, tell me what should be going on. What should be going on right now? What should be going on? Bottom of the deck, trials of love, lessons. So this is what should be going on. And Spirit says, yeah, go ahead, go through these lessons, go through these trials and tribulations. These are lessons of love. These are lessons and trials of your choices, so you can learn from them. What should be going on is round and round, and then we have hitched. You guys should be together. You guys should be married. You should be married. I mean, that's in your chart. That's what should be happening. At this time, there should be a union. There should be some kind of a coming together and being married or engaged, okay? You guys should definitely be putting that public. But what also should be going on is round and round. You're supposed to keep going back to this until you learn your lesson. And that's what Spirit says. You're going to keep coming back here until you learn your lesson. Your lesson is you guys should be together. King and Queen of Wands. You should be together. You should be happy. You should be full of passion and love. So what the hell is the problem? Let's get into that. Let's go ahead. Besides the simple fact, the obvious, there's a third party. But why is there a third party? Spirit, why is there a third party? What is wrong with this destiny? Why are they not fulfilling it? Why do they keep going around and around with this lesson? Show me why. Oh my God. Judgment Day, vendetta, revenge, payback. Didn't I tell you from the beginning of this reading that the King of Wands and Queen of Wands have vengefulness? They do. And if this doesn't resonate with you, hey, that's okay. That's okay. But what's between you guys and why you're having so many problems is judgments, Judgment Day, vendetta, vengeance. I want payback. For the feminine, it's I want justice. For the masculine, it's I want to prove you wrong. Pride. So we have pride and stubbornness. And if I'm wrong and this isn't your reading, that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to watch it, okay? It's just not for you. But if this is for you, open up your ears and listen to the hard truth about what's coming out into this relationship. Judgment talks about a decision that's been made, and it is what someone feels is just. It's what someone feels is right. It's what someone feels they need. If somebody feels they have a vendetta against somebody, what does that mean, Steph? What is this vendetta? Well, I think the masculine has a vendetta. And the vendetta is, this is what I want. This is what I choose. I'm going to prove you wrong. Why? Because no one tells me what the fuck to do. Because no one tells me how I should orchestrate my life. Not God, and certainly not you. What's behind that vendetta? What's behind this, I gotta prove everybody wrong? Pride. Ego. So, King of Wands, in reverse, you have pride and ego issues. You really get frustrated with your Queen of Wands telling you anything about what's right, what happened to her, how long and how much she's put into this. That is not mattering to you. You have something else going on inside you, which is anger, rage. There's something else you're angry at. It's not the fact that your divine feminine is trying to be right. Your divine feminine reminds you of someone, King of Wands. And for some reason, even if their divine feminine reminds you of God or an archangel or a parent or a school teacher or a sibling or an aunt or an uncle, whatever, know that you have a vendetta and revenge against that person. And somehow you've been triggered by your divine feminine. And for those of you interested in the twin flame journey, if this resonates with you, guess what? I do believe you are twin flames in this reading. Because we have a flame here and a flame here. And we have the masculine version and the feminine version. We have the same energy on the table. So this is a twin flame, divine soulmate connection. Just wanted to put that out there for those of you that are interested in knowing that little fact, that little tidbit. Okay? So anyways, divine masculine, King of Wands. You're not only trying to pay back the people that pissed you off, you're doing it for yourself because you want to rise above what you feel is oppression. You feel oppressed. You feel stressed. You feel like you're tired of people telling you what to do. You're exhausted with working in a job in which you despise. You despise the hours, and you despise some of the people you work with. You do not feel like you're opening up your creative outlet where you're working or wherever you're at. Maybe you're not working at all, and that's your frustration. But you're not happy with the way you create your wealth. You're not happy. You have a very hard time letting go of someone that died. With death in reverse, Scorpio energy here, you cannot let go of something. I feel like you might have lost someone in November to December time frame, around the holidays. You might have lost someone, even if it was 20 years ago, 50 years ago, I don't know. But you've never gotten over that. You may think you've gotten over that, but you have not gotten over that. You push on stubbornly. You go after something with no regard. You passionately push yourself. You push yourself and you avoid tower moments because you have a silver tongue. The King of Wands is charming. Yep, he's a charmer. He's good looking. This is someone that looks younger than they really are. There's someone who's older, kingly energy, but looks younger than they really are. And so you have this charm about you. And when people talk to you, they just fall into your charm and kind of you're a leader. You pull through, you push through the energies. What you're running into is a tower. But because it's in reverse, I think you know what the Tower is, and you know it's coming. It's not a surprise. It's not, oh my God, there's a tower? Boy, I didn't see that one coming. Please. Yes, you did. You saw it coming miles away. And for the record, it's approaching you very, very fast. Very fast. So you have a decision to make, don't you, Two of Swords? Are you going to keep fighting this inevitable ending with what feels like a third party, a karmic partner? Are you going to let this finally die? Or is by hanging on to this karmic partner your own little imaginary way of hanging on to the person that died, of hanging on to your pride and ego, of hanging on to the fact that this is your life and your right? Hanging on to this karmic third party in some way is you hanging on to your own reality that you want to create. It's, in a nutshell, you, King of Wands, hanging on to control. Because if you allow the universe to take over and let this thing fall apart naturally, you again feel like you've lost control. And then you again go back to that death that you did not get over because you had no control. You have no control over the universe and it drives you insane. And you're fighting like hell against the universe and certainly against your counterpart, your divine feminine. Divine femme, you're tired of waiting. You're extremely disappointed. Frustration is the least of your problems. You have a lot of emotional wounds. All your decisions in your past were decisions you made to make someone else happy. Following your own heart to the beat of your own drum is something that you're not familiar with. You have been, unfortunately, codependent most of your life, or a puppet. Everyone else pulls the strings. You also feel out of control. You feel like life is going on without you, without your permission. Nothing happens in your favor. Things are not going your way. Never has. Every decision you make is to make others happy, never fulfilling your own desires, your own heart. And this breaks you. This breaks you down. This breaks your heart. You've dealt with 3 major losses in your life. And I'm sure you've had more than 3 losses, but there is 3 major losses. Major. Maybe more. But the fact is, you have had some serious grief in your life. You've had the disappointment before. You're also familiar, male or female, with being in a third-party situation. Let me repeat that. You are familiar with being in a third-party situation. This is not your first rodeo. You've been here before. Tell me I'm wrong. And here you are again. And with justice in reverse, it's like you knew better, but you disregarded your own judgment again. You knew better. And something told you in that little intuition of yours, don't do it, Queen. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not right for you. You deserve better. You deserve more than this. Don't do it, Queen. And you said, maybe, but this is good. This is really good. I'm okay with this. We're going to get through this. We're going to work this out. We're going to solve this problem, and we're going to have a solution. This will all work out in the end. And that's what you told yourself. It's different this time. It is. It's different this time. This is the one. There's a lot of passion between us. I can make this work. Okay. How's it working? How's it working? Not good. That good, huh? Well, you're right about one thing. This is the one. But you're wrong about one thing. The solution has not been worked out yet. And the timing was divine, but it was for a reason. To teach you some love lessons. Some lessons in self-love, some lessons in trusting your intuition, and some lessons on valuing yourself. Both of you and your twin flame, divine soulmate lover here, do not have a good self-image. You both do not, which is unbecoming of a Leo. Your self-image is very damaged. You don't think good of yourself. You don't. Both of you. You do not think good of yourself in some way. I'm not proud of myself. I'm not proud of what I've done. I'm not proud of who I am. I'm not proud of it. So there is some of that. Okay? So let's get more to it, because both of you, it's all these judgments, and it's I'm right, you're wrong, it's ego, it's pride, it's revenge, it's payback. There's a lot of the world owes me. Show me the emotions between this, please. One for the masculine and one for the feminine. Show me the emotions, please. Masculine gets Aquarius, full moon in Aquarius. Show the world the real you. Okay, that is the card that pops out to say this is what you feel. You feel like you're hiding and you're not showing the world who you really are, okay? And you're supposed to surrender to the divine, which is the full moon. Surrender to the divine. Surrender to the universe. Something that you refuse to do. Divine masculine, you refuse to surrender. Both of these are full moon. And by the way, I usually have been lately getting new moons. But I just got 2 full moons in one. And can I just say what represents a full moon is an all-knowingness. It also represents its time. It also represents shedding, getting rid of. Because after the moon is full, it starts to release. It starts to shed. So you have to let go, masculine. Surrender to the divine power of the universe and your fate. Let it go. That's the real you. Stop having so much pride that you can't let this go. Let it go. Let's go ahead and see how the divine feminine feels about this judgment day. About how do you feel about this revenge and payback? What comes out for you is the waning moon, which is again release. What do you need to release? Waning moon. You also have to release. You see how you guys are mirroring there. You know you have to release this person. And the only thing that's mind-boggling to you is, why should I release someone that is my soulmate? Why should I release someone that is my twin flame? We'll get there. Bottom of the deck, believe in the impossible. Believe in the impossible. Because it is impossible for you to comprehend that by ending this situation, it could ever be rebuilt, or it could ever come back together. It's impossible. And you think by finally letting this go, it's lost forever. There's no coming back. And that's not the truth. Spirit, talk to me about why the divine feminine should let this go, and why the masculine should let this go. Well, first of all, do you notice how the masculine is supposed to let go of a karmic and let destiny take over and guide him back to where he should be, right? You notice that that's what's happening with him. What's happening with the feminine is different. It's let him go. Let God and the universe take over. Let what you want to be done go up in the air. Release this person. Heal your broken heart. Believe in the impossible. And then what happens for you, femme? King of Wands comes back. You get justice, which is what's in reverse. You have to let go to get your justice. Okay, I'll deal with that in a minute. I know he peed on the kitchen floor. And can I get that in a minute? I'm sorry, guys. The dog peed. Matthew won't leave. So let me deal with this. Come on. Come on, Matt. Why don't you take him outside? Okay. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Okay. Mission accomplished. Okay. Thank you for waiting. So anyways, by you letting go, divine feminine, is getting your justice. Because once you let this person go, twin flame or not, once you let this person go, you're going to get justice. But see, you've lost faith in the system. The same way you lost faith in your government, which is what this justice card is in reverse, you've also lost faith in the divine order. And maybe you've never owned it. Maybe you've never claimed it. Maybe you've never said it out loud. Thank you so much, Montana Martin, for the $5 in Super Chat. Thank you. So because you've never called it out, it hasn't been real. But I think once you own it and you call it out and you say, I've lost faith that the universe is going to do anything about this. I've lost faith that the universe knows what the hell it's doing. I've lost faith in the twin flame journey. I've lost faith in my own personal self. And I've lost faith in so many things. And if you look at this in a nutshell for both of you, you both in reverse have lost faith in the justice system and in God, in the universe. You both have such disappointment. And isn't that kind of cute that you both have that in common? Instead of talking about your differences, what do you guys have in common? You're both in pain. You're both frustrated. You both have lost faith in a broken system. You both have lost faith in people and in lovers. You both have some trust issues. You both look damn cute when you argue. You do. And you guys hate that. You hate that you look cute when you argue. It probably turns you guys on when you do fight. You both have an intense, sexual, passionate chemistry. It's uncanny and it's unlike any other chemistry you'll ever have. You both have been brought together by the universe to teach each other a few things, but you both feel like you don't need to be taught. Don't teach me. I already know. And that's how you both think. Don't teach me something. I'm grown. I already know. I know better. So again, you're both stubbornly cute. But obviously it's not always cute, is it? You both want what you want, and you both believe you're never wrong. And when you do claim you're wrong, you feel very genuinely wrong about it. But to get to that point, to be humble enough to claim your wrongs, is a very spiritual thing for both of you. And you don't know how to fix it. Divine Feminine, you don't know how to fix this. You don't know how to make your person trust you again. You don't know how to make your person love you again. You don't know how to make your person come back to you. You don't know how to make your person stay. You don't know how to put this back together. Your person does not know what he's doing, or she. Your person is lost. Your person has no direction. Your person is just following their heart, going with the wind. Okay? Your person has issues trying to deal with grief and has a very hard time doing so. This King of Wands person is sick and tired of the towers falling in his life, and he's determined to kick its ass and fight that. By God, he's not going to let another tower fuck him up. And that's how he feels. But he does not realize he's getting worn out and worn down. And that is the plan.
I need to go to the bathroom.
Use the other door.
I can't.
This is why the Divine Masculine King of Wands is torn and confused. Because when you rush off in anger, you're not thinking. And this is, I rushed off in anger. I ended this relationship with the Queen of Wands in so much anger. We had a breakup, a separation, and a fight in the heat of the moment, in a passionate brawl, in a passionate fight, in a passionate ending. And that's how I live my life, moment to moment. Fly by the seat of my pants. I make decisions based on how I feel in the moment. And at the end of the day, I end up kind of regretting how that went down. Close my door, please. So that's your struggle. Bottom of the deck. Overall energy on why you guys are going through this is a case of the body snatchers. Aliens, abduction, and overpowered. Again, it's the control issue. Not having control. How many here can honestly say you don't have a control issue? And if any one of you that said you don't have a control issue is a fire sign or has fire prominent in their chart, Aries, Leo, Sag, then you're lying. Because that is who you are. You were created to be egotistical at times. You were created to be forceful. You were created to ask for control and be a leader. It's in your blood. It's in your bones. That's what you were created here to do. But it's also your karma. Because what we're supposed to do is fight those things. Our karma, our dharma, is for us to master ourselves, to master that ego, to put down that lion, to have strength, to be courageous, to fight your inner beast, and to acquire some sense of balance. Because we all need a little beast. We all need some pride. We all need some ego. For God's sakes, for someone that does not have any of that, they're suffering. They're suffering in their work career life, they're suffering in their family life, and they are just suffering. You have to have a healthy dose of pride and ego. Healthy dose. But when it's not healthy, obviously that's an issue. So we have a case of being overpowered. And Queen of Wands is not intentionally trying to overpower her king. She's not saying, I'm going to control you, I'm going to tell you what to do, and I'm going to tell you how to live. I'm going to emasculate you. That's not what she's trying to do. And Divine Masculine over here, King of Wands, you're not trying to overpower and control and manipulate and boss this Queen of Wands into a corner. You're not trying to put your thumb down on her like that. You're not trying to be argumentative with her. But somehow these I don't want to do this comes across. And that's the resentment. Because Queen of Wands, you do feel cornered. You do feel controlled. You do feel like this person is not hearing you out, not listening to your voice, not understanding you, not feeling you, not feeling who you really are, not sensing your desires. Because remember, queens are feelings. So you feel misunderstood and unheard, and you feel hurt. So you're all in your feelings. Divine Masculine, you're all about action, decisions, and power. That's what a king is. A king in the tarot deck is actions and decisions. It's a way of doing things. And it does represent someone who does things on a specific way. And the way you feel life has to be, based on your experience, is by being in authority, by being in control, because you feel like you've been pushed around too much. You feel like every woman in your life or every feminine in your life comes to control you, comes to emasculate you. And sometimes you let them. You may be letting your karmic person do this to you right now. You may be with someone that is literally emasculating you. But instead of facing that problem, which you're not because they're in reverse, instead of facing the karmic person you're with and dealing with the fact that that person is doing that to you, you're redirecting your energy and blaming the queen. Why are you blaming her instead of her or him? Why? Because it stems back to this, death, a trigger. It stems back to a place and time in which you felt out of control and could do nothing about it. And why does that trigger you? Again, and I'll rephrase it from what I said earlier. This Queen of Wands reminds you of a few people, even God, even the universe, the same entity that you feel has not been on your side. Her belief system, her faith system is not something you want to believe in. Because you have a vendetta against a higher power. And this is your higher love. This is your divine love. It's a higher love. And you don't want that, because by being with her, it forces you to go within and deal and heal. And you're not ready for that. This is what you've been fighting, the transformation and the tower and the death. You're not ready for it. But yet at the same time, your heart is telling you, masculine, surrender. Masculine, show the world the real you. This is not you. Who is the real you? Who is the real King of Wands? Will the real King of Wands please stand up? The real you makes better choices. The real you looks at the glass half full. The real you believes in fun and magic and love and connection and serendipity and fate. The real you wants to let go of your grudge. The real you wants to let go of this fight and communicate. The real you wants to come back to who you really were meant to be by letting go of this facade. We have a red ruby. Maybe that means something to someone. But it symbolizes passion and love. And you know that you have not confessed your love. You know you have not been honest. You know you have not followed your heart. King of Wands, Leo, you do represent the heart. The real you is a warm, loving, big-hearted person. The real you wants to let go, to make a choice to let go of this third-party situation. Bottom of the deck, the real you is family-oriented. The real you wants to say, I'm sorry. The real you wants to fix this. Put that there. Okay? So the real you makes better choices, don't you? There could be children involved in this relationship. We do have marriage. You're meant to be married to this person, but you're not because you're over here in Gadaho land just doing I don't know what. I don't know what. You're running around with your head cut off. You're constantly running around aimlessly with no goal in sight. You just live every day for the day, which is nice because you're in the moment. You're not looking forward to a future because you know that future is not whole. So you're just waiting and waiting for shit to hit the fan. Well, shit is going to hit the fan. So, yeah, you're right. And the surrender needs to happen. And you know it. You feel it. Okay? And this is why we go round and round. Divine Feminine, who are you really? Who is the Divine Feminine? Who is the Divine Feminine? We have Web of Lies. You're tired of lying and you're tired of being caught in a web of lies. You're sweet. You're kind. You're soft. You're flexible. You are gummy worms. You are gummy worms. You are soft and sweet. Who you really are is soft and sweet. You lie to make people feel better. You lie so people are not feeling what you're feeling. You lie to your family. You lie to your mom. How are you doing, Queen of Wands? I'm great. No, you're not. You lie to your masculine. Are you feeling okay? Have you moved on? Are you doing, yep, I'm great. I've moved on. I'm fucking awesome without you. Lies. Whatever you say, I should have never met you, should have never been with you, I regret you. Lies. Lies. You lie to yourself in the mirror. I am great. I am amazing. I am loved. You lie because inside it is a war and a storm in your heart. It is a disappointment with love, a disappointment in the universe, a disappointment in so many things. and you feel you have to lie to have any sweet results in your life. Because if you ever admitted how absolutely destroyed you are inside and how absolutely fucked and fallen apart your world really is, you wouldn't be able to wake up in the morning. So you have to lie. Who are you really? Soul ties. You're a lover, not a fighter. You're a giver, not a taker. You're a match made in heaven. You're the right person. You're the twin flame. You're the divine soulmate. Your soul is tied to this person. Who are you really? You're the right one. But nothing's going right. And you feel like who you have been in this journey is a big secret. You've been a big secret. Maybe you're a secret because no one knows the real you. Maybe you're a secret because that's what you've always been to other people, but you're tired of it. Bottom of the deck, forever love. This is supposed to be forever love. But who wants to be in this messed up relationship forever? Who wants to be with someone that refuses to follow destiny? Who wants to be soul tied to someone that runs away from them? Who wants to be tied to someone that is constantly refusing you, lying about you, choosing somebody else, disregarding the family and not giving you the apology and justice you deserve? Who wants to be with that person? Who wants to be with an egotistical, prideful, liar, cheater, manipulator, control freak, argumentative, bossy, pushy, hot-tempered person? Who wants that? No one. And God knows you don't want that. So God asks you one thing. Why are you pining for him? Why are you waiting for him? Why are you pining and waiting for that? Why are you choosing not to move on so you can have that? Why? And I'm staying quiet so you can answer that question to yourself, because a lot of you don't know why. Most of you are just going to come across with an answer of, because I feel like I belong with this person. Because I feel like my heart can't move on because I still love this person. Then I'm going to redirect you again and say this. Why does your heart want and desire that? Why does your heart, fucked up and broken, desire and want that person? We're going to go deep on this reading now. So you answer yourself that real quick, and then I'll get more to it. Why does your heart, think of your heart as a separate entity from yourself. Why is your heart going after this person? And then a lot of you are going to come back with the answer, because we're soul tied. Because I can't make another decision. Because the heart wants what the heart wants. No. We're going to go deeper. The reason that your heart and your desires are trying to achieve this is because of this card. You want justice. And the minute you own that truth about yourself, the one you've been trying to deny, is when you have clarity and an awakening. The minute you realize you do want judgment, you do want vendetta, you do want revenge. You want revenge on everyone that stole this person from you, so you think. You want revenge on the universe for trying to have taken this person from you or allowed this person to live another life without you. You want revenge on that third party that told you off and put you down and put you in your place, not understanding that all that he or she knows, third party, is full of lies, web of lies, book of secrets. You want that to come out. You are hanging on to this person because you want justice and you want revenge. You just have to own it. It's okay to own it. It's okay to say, I am hanging on to this person because I want to prove everyone I was right. I was right. I was honest. I told the truth. I want to prove to the universe that I can do it, that I'm strong, that I can hang in there. I want to hang on to that person because I believe in love. Because I believe in the impossible. I want that person back because I am hurt and I deserve an apology. I deserve that. I deserve a kiss and I deserve a hug and I deserve his tears or her tears, and I deserve that person to own it and say, I messed things up. What does that mean? That's justice. That's justice. So when you really answer your own question now that it becomes clear that you are only hanging on here and it boils down to one reason, this card, justice. Justice. You want to be vindicated. You want to be vindicated and you want to be acknowledged. You want to be honored. You want to be loved. You want justice. You want, here we go again, what you deserve. Do you see how this is all fitting together in a little puzzle? Queen of Wands, you want what you deserve. That's a given. But, there's always a but. What you are doing, what you are attracting, is pulling in what you do not deserve. There you go. What your actions are saying is, I don't deserve that. What your actions are saying is, I don't get what I want. What you're doing by pining and hanging in here is giving a big flag to the universe that says, back off. I have control over this. I'm not going to let this go because I believe that this will work out and I will have my justice. I will have it. And in one way you're right, but in another way you're wrong. Because the only way you're going to get that justice is by letting this person go so you can go after what you deserve. When you start living in an energy of I deserve, I accept nothing less than the truth, I deserve nothing less than sweet results, I deserve nothing less than an honest, loving, good soul tie, I deserve nothing less than that. I will not accept anything less than that vibration until you start taking actions, saying, I will accept nothing less. Will you start getting results? And that's why you guys have been stuck. That's why you guys have been 8 of Wands in reverse. And it boils down to the twins twinning like they do. by wanting a specific result, but taking actions that do not feed that result. You're feeding a whole different result. And this person wants control back in their life, wants blessings, wants to stop seeing obstacles, wants to stop getting bitch slapped every time he turns around and makes another bonehead karmic decision. This person's tired of getting bitch slapped by the universe, and instead of getting control of his life by surrendering to the divine, honey, you're going to keep getting bitch slapped. And so really, you're trying to get control of your life. And I hear the horse's hooves prancing on the floor, just charging for it, charging for control over your own life. And that's what your goal is. That's what you're going for. My decision, my time, my truth. I don't surrender to people. I don't get cornered. I don't lose control. But in the essence of you fighting to get control, you are losing all control, and you're getting bitch slapped. And you're getting frustrated. And you're running into tower after tower after tower. And every time you have a goal, it fails and falls apart, and you feel more angry and more frustrated, and you want to charge harder to get what you want, and you are fighting. You are fighting your own destiny. Therefore, you are losing control of your life because you are not surrendering to your plan. And Darth just made a point. I just want free will. Everyone wants free will. I might want the free will to chug down a gallon of bleach, but that's not in my best interest. And there is a difference between free will and wisdom. And wisdom is what has to come into play for this masculine, because free will is not a stamp of approval that you know what you're doing and you're making all the right decisions. Free will can lead people into a lot of trouble. And we are allowed to have that free will. But guess what? Along with the title of free will comes guidance. Along with free will comes wisdom. Along with free will comes advice from advisors and wiser people. And that also is free will, because you can listen to that advice, adhere to some very strong wisdom, and have free will to make a decision to go down a better path. It's more of a suggestion than an order, because the universe is not ordering you both to do what you need to do to have a better, beautiful, more happy life. The universe is simply suggesting, you were created like this. This would be easier for you. If someone's created to be in a wheelchair, I think it would be in their best interest to sit in a wheelchair and be pushed around or roll themselves around versus dragging their body. And this King of Wands needs to be in a wheelchair. And the universe is saying it's going to be so much more easy if you follow your heart. Two of Swords, hello, follow your heart and go this way. But no, King of Wands says, I'll just drag my ass there. Fuck your wheelchair and fuck your easier way. It's my way. I'm in control, and any idea that I have is the best idea because it's my idea. And it's not. And we all know it's not. But that's where, of course, free will comes into play. We all have choices. But are our choices, which is what he has, leading us in the right direction? Masculine, King of Wands, you have a choice. Surrender to the divine is the best choice. Letting go is the best choice. Again, you have a choice. And right now, it's pounding in your chest, your heart, to make a better choice. And you know it. And you know this, man. But what are you trying to prove? Your manhood? What are you trying to prove? That you're the boss? That you're the king? Of what kingdom? Are you the king of fucked up wrong choices? Are you the king of failure? Are you the king of being bitch slapped? Are you the king of dragging your ass through Karmicville? Are you the king of fucking ham sandwiches? Are you the king of karma? Are you the king of frustration? How about the king of anger? How about the king of control? Does that sound like a good king to you? No. No. It's not a good king. If you want to be a good king, a king that rules more than a ham sandwich in Karmicville, if you want to be a king, honey, you have to rule with your queen. And again, that's a choice. That's a choice. But I think your kingdom would be far more bountiful and far more beautiful and far better if you would surrender to a divine plan. That there is a fated soulmate. That there is someone out there for you, created for you, in your likeness, with the same heart, with the same trials of love, with the same belief, with the same frustration, and with the same passion, and with the same love, and with the same determination. Do you not both see how you're two peas in a pod? How absolutely imperfectly perfect you are for each other? Do you not see how both of your stubbornness is exactly like the other in a different sense, but exactly with the same momentum? Queen of Wands is so determined to never let you go, King of Wands. She's as determined as you are determined to have control and not surrender, which is pretty scary. Both of you are pretty scary. And getting you guys to release your clutches from your desires is like prying a steak from a freaking pit bull. Okay? I don't know if I'm going to get the whole steak. In fact, the damn thing may take my hand. I may lose a piece of myself. I don't think I want to go grab that raw ass steak from that pit bull. I'm sorry. No. That's not a wise move. And that's how the universe feels. They're like, God, guys, prying you guys from your own will is terrible. And the universe is like, I ain't trying to forcefully pry your steak from your mouth. I'm not trying to control you because God forbid if I fucked with the King and Queen of Wands. God forbid. But I am trying to suggest you let go on your own free will. The universe is like, I am trying to lure you with something else. Okay? Maybe you have a raw steak, Mr. Pitbull, that is full of flies or maggots. Okay? And that steak is nasty. It's been sitting out by the trash for a while. And I know you want that fucking nasty ass steak, but look what I have over here. I have a nice juicy tenderloin. And it's seasoned and marinated and it's cooked perfect. It's beautiful. In fact, it's rare. It's a rare steak. Okay? It's nice and warm on the outside, browned, nice and warm and pink in the middle. It's very tasty. It's very juicy. Hey, look over here, Mr. Pitbull. Check this out. Do you want to smell that? Does that smell good? I bet you it tastes better than that maggot-ass steak you've got over there. So see, the universe is just trying to lure you and suggest and talk you guys into something better than this maggoty ass steak that you both refuse to let go of. And Spirit's like, until you can just smell the steak, honey, I can fix this. And the universe is like, I can definitely fix this. Because you guys are two peas in a pod. You love each other. There's a lot of passion. There's a deep connection. Your birth chart and your birth chart reflect each other. You're meant to be. It would fit so nicely. It would fit so easily. We just have to let go of some of these issues. So, bottom of the deck, forever love. Right? This is a forever love. You're meant to grow old together. You're meant to be hitched. Okay? But around and around we go. Round and around we go. And that's what you're supposed to be doing right now so you guys can be triggered to heal and get through this process. Spirit, how does this look in the future? Look what fell out, the Chariot. How does this look in the future? How are we going to get out of this? Oh, I like it. We have Ten of Swords in reverse, which is a painful death. It's an ending. In this picture, when you have the Ten of Swords in reverse, the swords fall out of his back. This is falling in. It's a painful death. It's an ending. Okay, it's a block. But it's also a new beginning. In reverse, it's also a new beginning. But it's letting go of the pain. It's releasing the pain. It's kind of forgiveness. Okay, this is bitter and painful, and this is forgiveness and release. So that's very good. We also have the Hermit in reverse, and this means we're going to have to go deep inside. We're going to have to look inside. We've already been there. We've already been doing the inner reflective work. But when the Hermit comes in reverse, it's like you already know what's there. You've been going inside. You know your issues. You don't have to go find them. It's not some discovery. What are my issues? It's I know them and now I need to listen. Okay? The next card here is Knight of Pentacles in the upright. And this is slow and steady. How this is going to transform is slow and steady. Your relationship with this person is going to transform. It is going to improve and get better. Bottom of the deck here is Temperance. This is the Fix-It Angel, Archangel Gabriel. He comes to mend. He comes to help forgiveness. He comes to bring peace and calm. He also represents patience. Patience for what is to come. I'll be right back, guys. I have to do something again. So slow and steady wins the race. That is your message. The karmic person, and we'll get to her in part 2. Okay? But the karmic person will be the rabbit. She'll be the hare. Or he. The karmic person thinks that they are winning the race. They think that they have achieved their goal because they're quicker. Because the karmic person is getting quick results. The karmic person is getting what he or she desires in the moment. In the moment. Because they are moving ahead and moving forward, and the tortoise is in the back, which is you, divine partner. You're the tortoise. You're in the back, and you're slower than hell, and it just doesn't look like this shit is going anywhere. And the hare is laughing her or his ass at you off. And just saying, ha ha ha, God, you dumb, slow tortoise. You actually fucking think you're going to win this against me. You think that you're going to cross the finish line? You think that you're going to achieve that goal? Are you insane? Have you looked in the mirror? Have you taken a look at yourself? You're going nowhere. In fact, you're going nowhere fast. So I'll cut you some slack. I'm going to even take a nap. I'll even give you the opportunity to catch up. How about that? I'll be better than fair. I'll be nice to you. I'm going to sit here on this rock and I'm going to take a nap. And when I wake up, you'll have been having an opportunity to go reach the finish line. And I'll see if you can win even then. And the hare is laughing their ass off thinking, stupid tortoise. Oh my God, I can't even believe he thought he could compete with me. This is pathetic. Pathetic. I'm just going to rest here. And yeah, so little Mr. Hare took a rest, dropped their guard, and he fell asleep so long that he didn't wake up in time. And by the time he woke up, the tortoise was crossing the finish line. Thank you, Mr. Hare, said the tortoise, because slow and steady wins the race. Right now, you can let this erratic karmic saga go down. And it's full pace, it's full speed, it's chugging along like a crazy ass train. Let it burn steam. Let it take the momentum, chugging away for the tower, which is a cliff. It's going to fall off that cliff. Keep chugging along, train. You're going to go down that cliff. And you're just going to stay slow and steady. Knight of Pentacles. Eyes ahead. Dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Correcting yourself. Double checking your errors. Making the right decisions. Being patient. Trusting the universe. And you're going to get the gold. You're going to get the pentacle. You're going to receive it. Temperance promises you that. Because if God is with you, who can be against you? You guys are a powerful force. And there's a reason you're soul tied. It's not just to get hitched and be married. It's to have your soul go through a series of love lessons, trials of love. It's so you will grow and you will learn. So you and your king can be upright this time around in the right direction, going fast and furious towards a beautiful, bright future. So how this is going to play out is with introspection, listening to your intuition, taking advice from the wise, from the gurus in this world, letting things go, 10 of Swords reverse, forgiveness, release your need for justice, release your need to be right, release your pride and your ego, release the need for anything. Once you release the fact that you're needing something, you'll be fulfilled. When you're fulfilled, your cup is full. What happens after this Temperance card is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is two people showing up with a full cup of themselves, a full cup of their love. They're showing up very full, extremely happy with self and life and needing nothing. And they can come together and join hands and exchange their vessels, exchange their love, exchange their vows and their heart, and give each other a full cup. This time, you're not going to both show up with empty cups, needing this person to fulfill some need in your heart, and vice versa for the other. You guys aren't going to show up needing someone or needing something. You guys are going to show up fulfilled. And that's the right kind of love. That's the kind of love that Temperance is working on. A Two of Cup love, soulmate, divine, twin flames, Kundalini connected love. You guys are going to be back there, Magha Nakshatra, the crowned victory, the crowned glory. And it's a long path, isn't it? It's a long path to get to that crown. And he says, be patient. Tempering takes time. I have to do a little of this, and a little of that, and a little of this, and a little of that, and it takes time. Making a fine wine is not something you can do overnight. It gets better with age. And this relationship, this King and Queen of Wands, is going to get better with age, like a fine wine. And are you guys willing to be refined? Because these cards that popped up wouldn't be here if you were already refined. And you wouldn't be so cocky to put on a message or a thought and say, I am refined, I am healed. If you were, you wouldn't have to say it. And you wouldn't be using your ego to say it. So if you were all those things, you wouldn't need to say it, number one. And number two, you wouldn't be here. And number three, these cards wouldn't have come out. So this reading either resonates with you or it doesn't. But that is the case. I think I'm going to end this reading. Today is the day that my dad was killed. It's his anniversary. I think it's going to be the 16th anniversary of his death. So here we are. I'm going to go with my grandma and go to his grave and bring him some flowers. I should actually not say his death. I should say his murder. And I myself resonate with injustice because I do not feel that justice was taken for him. But anyways, we have to release that, don't we? Thank you so much, Genevieve. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the little heart. Anyways, we have to let that injustice go. Divine Feminine, last message for you. Release whatever need you feel that you're hanging on to be righted, to be adjudicated, to feel like the right has been done after all the wrongs that you've endured. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the past is the past. It wasn't done right. You were treated wrongfully. And all you can do right now, honestly, to better your life is to leave that in the dust and start acting like you deserve more. And that starts by saying, goodbye, Mr. King of Wands. I don't care how much of a twin you are for me. I deserve better. I do. I deserve honesty and loyalty and true love and commitment and honesty. And I really do deserve that commitment that I deserve. And I'm not going to chase you, pine after you, or desire you, or need you, or want anything more. If you can't bring it, somebody else will bring it. If you can't bring it, I'm going to look for it elsewhere. But the minute you turn your head in another direction and you let this shiznik go, we can finally be free. Be free of that and be able to start telling the universe, I have a big empty vessel of dreams and desires and hopes, and I'm vibrating in the right vibration. I deserve commitment. Where is it? And the universe will say, hey guys, look down there at Queen of Wands. She's ready. She's totally ready. She's got her hands open. She's let that shit go. She's ready for real love. She's ready for destiny. By God. Hey, Gabriel, Raphael, Michael, get over here. I think it's time we help deliver her destiny. She's ready. And this person, and this is the best part with twin flames, as soon as one twin makes a move, the other one has to. And I know that's a tricky play, but it is. It's the truth. It's physics. It's science. It's universal law. When there's a polarity between magnets, and the one magnet forcefully turns the other way, this magnet doesn't stick to that magnet. It's forced to go around it and stick on the other side. The attraction. So, you see what I'm saying? It's forcing this person to make a move. And whoever is stronger here to let go is going to be the one to make the first move. Masculine, you have to let go and surrender to the divine. Let's see if you make that first move. Divine feminine, you have to surrender also to the divine and let this twin go. Who's going to make the first move? Because you're both two determined mofos. And that's up to you guys. That's free will. I will tell you this, part 2 Saga is going to come up and we're going to find out how that looks, how that works. But today, you know what you need to do. So I'm going to get some oracles for you before I go, and we'll end part 1 of this love saga. Okay. I feel like I'm being told to get a whole different oracle, so let me grab one. First, I'm going to read from an entry of the Way of the Horse. Let's see. Ha, look what I opened it up to. So I'm going to read from here because that's where I opened it up to. And it says here, hi, oh, Elisa, if you can't do Super Chat, I prefer Venmo anyways because I get it the same day and it comes in immediately and it doesn't take 40%. So yeah, please go to Venmo and the link should be in the description, but just go ahead to Stephanie at JKS for Venmo. Okay? Thank you so much. So, sorry about that. So I have the number 16, which ironically is the Tower. The number 16 in Major Arcana. So, funny I opened it up to that. And the title of this is The Master of Sadness. And I think you all are going to have to master your sadness. Every one of you, the masculine and feminine. So we have sadness or grief, the power of tears, release and rejuvenation. A tear at the edge of the sage horse's eye catches the light of infinity. Sadness signifies it's a time to let go of a relationship, a job or perspective that no longer serves you. Wow, which is the Tower card. Tears help you to release attachment to an old way of being, rejuvenating you for the next stage of growth. The challenge, some people are more afraid of sadness than grief. And they're more afraid of grief than fear or anger. Yet holding back those tears leads to despair and depression. Even real men need to cry. So even real men need to cry. The journey. This is an entry from Linda Kanav, okay? It was a formerly abused cow horse who taught me the true power of sadness. When I first met Nosh, the sturdy, slidey, graying bay gelding was fearless on the trail and deeply mistrustful of humans. Over the years, I formed a close relationship with him. Yet sometimes, just looking into his soulful brown eyes, I felt tears welling up inside me. Not wanting to upset the poor guy, I kept him away from riding students with emotional issues. Oddly enough, he refused to be shielded from their sadness. Actually, he started seeking out people who were on the verge of a good cry. One day, I noticed that I finally let Nosh out to interact with a client, and he seemed attracted to that client. He walked over to her. He looked at her in a certain way, and the tears began to fall down her cheeks. The head shy horse stood next to his gently sobbing woman, unrestrained, allowing her to hug his thick, furry neck. The whole time, he was sighing and licking and chewing, equine signs of release. A single tear rolled down the horse's left cheek. Then he sputtered. He shook his head and wandered off, leaving us dumbfounded. The next day, he refused to let this same person halter him. But his eyes were brighter, his demeanor more confident and trusting. After witnessing this phenomenon with numerous people over the next few months, seeing the old cow horse soften a little more each time, I decided to meditate with him on the subject of sadness. I got the distinct impression that Nosh thought that our ability to cry, not our big brains, opposable thumbs, or gift of constant chattering, was one of our species' greatest assets, because we can feel. Since then, I've seen other geldings, mares, and stallions shed a tear or two in an emotionally appropriate situation. But they can't engage in our cathartic sobbing humans use to clear the air like a desert storm. Some horses, like Nosh, will walk towards a weeping person and stand next to her, sighing, licking, and chewing, visibly engaged with an emotional release that seems to benefit them both. This, of course, flies in the face of everything we've been taught about sadness, or lack thereof, in other animals. Not only do they feel it, some actually value our ability to express it. Nosh, in fact, healed himself through people who were willing to cry with him, allowing the grief of a lifetime to catch a ride out of his own body through the magic of human tears. Many people act as if they'll dry up and blow away if they release all the tears they've been saving up for years, and they can't bear to see anyone else cry. I have to assure such clients that I've never ever seen anyone die of sadness. A person might become depressed and suicidal from suppressing it, but the original feeling is both healing and life-affirming. According to Carla McLaren, this misunderstood emotion restores flow to the system when loss is imminent and in our best interest. More specifically, it brings the healing waters of tears to a physical release to us, and it removes log jams to our psyches, so we can then live authentically again. In her book, Emotional Genius, Discovering the Deepest Language of the Soul, McLaren reveals that sadness is often a part of grief or depression, but in its purest form. It's a healing agent that motivates us to let go of whatever is no longer serving us so that we can embrace the next stage of our growth and creativity. She emphasizes that we must ask two questions of this emotion. What must be released? And what must be rejuvenated? If we can't release our attachment to old patterns and destructive relationships, we can't be rejuvenated, and the sadness persists. The concept is a basic thing. It's just as basic as remembering to wash rancid wine out of a glass before pouring in a new cup. With sadness, people decide when and how to release what no longer works. With grief, however, the loss or death has already occurred. If you decide to leave a hopeless marriage, you'll experience sadness, but you still have some choice in the timing and the details of the dissolution. If a beloved spouse suffers a fatal crash on the way home from work, however, you'll plunge into grief. Grief is so painful because anything that takes form, a relationship, a method, a lifestyle, a business, a human body. It solidifies the point of resisting change. When it finally breaks apart or fails to function, grief arises in direct proportion to how attached we became to it. Sometimes, of course, a loved one dies. Suddenly, presumably before his or her time. In this case, the family's entire life changes in an instant. Yet the only question to ask of this emotion is, what must be mourned? And the tears that come in waves over months or years even help us to let go of what seemed so suddenly and rudely snatched away from us. By McLaren's definition, domesticated horses rarely experience true sadness simply because they have few choices in life. But many carry loads of grief, sometimes leading to depression, fear, or mistrust. In the wild, a colt must stay with his original herd 2 or 3 years, playing with his brothers or sisters, learning from his father and mother. Fillies tend to stay longer. Even when studied or encouraged to leave their bands, horses tend to migrate in the vicinity of their relatives, meeting up now and then at the watering hole. At a typical breeding farm, however, colts and fillies are weaned suddenly at an average of 6 months, and mares and foals call frantically to each other for several days after eventually resigning themselves to the situation. Yet forever changed, and people wonder why brood mares are often known to attack human handlers after giving birth. Weaning foals at 8 to 12 months, gradually separating their mother and child for progressively longer periods, is more expensive and more trouble. Yet I found that horses treated in this gentle, more considerate way need less training. The youngsters are more confident in their new situations, and the mares are much less likely to be aggressive with people who, when future foals are born, help train them. The saga continues when the average horse is repeatedly sold, rather than separate stable mates over several days. A close pasture companion is simply taken away, never to be seen again. Maybe he's been bought for a teenage girl who shows him successfully for several years. When he grows up and goes to college, the cycle of grief and confusion continues, as his closest human companion will disappear, and her parents put him on the market. She's outgrown him after all, and they need the funds for an expensive education. Both the horse and the rider experience grief in this case, because neither had a choice in the matter, let alone were given the time to make a thoughtful and perhaps tearful transition into this new life, or even to say goodbye. And so, the well of grief grows deeper, the body becomes heavy, and the heart shuts down, becoming increasingly numb over time. Transitions are a part of life, and as much as we like to believe we rule our destiny, even humans don't always have control over circumstances, relationships, life, and death. Scientists have proven that tears help us release, at a psychological level at least, allowing us to cleanse our sorrows and rejuvenate to reopen our mind and hearts to life. Tears also alert us to authenticity. So fearing sadness, some of us suppress the urge to cry at all costs, not realizing that sometimes tears arise when we're finally getting something right. When I was writing my first book, The Two of Equus, I knew that I hadn't gotten the essence of certain stories. If I wasn't crying while I was writing, those tears let me know when I'd hit something deep and authentic. My frequent workshop partner, Kathleen Barry Ingram, would later confirm that a certain chapter passed the cry test with her. Sure enough, the tears people shed when reading my book often motivated them to get on a plane and travel thousands of miles to study with us. And also we realized that tears are power. Sometimes tears express your sadness. Sometimes it's frustration. And even on some occasions, anger that needs to be released. And other times, tears well up when you uncover a part of yourself that was so buried under all that logical and socially acceptable bullshit. In nature, too much sun is no good thing. It's the same. The same with our culture's preference for dry season. And for a reason to never start feeling. Digging beneath the surface of your persona is like hitting an underground spring in the desert. The water gushes up and creates an oasis for new growth. Over the years, I gained confidence in shedding these tears. Of recognition and authenticity. Of being touched deeply. With my increasingly wise and confident friend, Nosh. Just when I thought he'd released all his own tears. However, he taught me one final lesson about sadness. During the last 6 months of his life, the 38-year-old horse would seek me out. I'd be sitting under a tree, reading a book, relaxing after a hectic workshop, when the arthritic yet good-natured gelding would come over and stand beside me, his forelock blowing in the breeze, uncovering much more than a hint of gray at his temples. His face had taken a pronounced sage-like quality, culminating in the intricate form of a white diamond on his previously brown forehead. He would look at me gently, and then rest his muzzle on the crown of my head, his breath blowing across my hair, infusing me with memories of our times together. The tears would spill down my cheeks. "I'm not ready for you to go yet," I would tell him, "but I will support you in leaving whenever and however you choose." And as I cried, Nosh would lick and chew. The next day, I would feel his nostalgic, yet clearer, brighter, more open prospect of letting my good friend move on. Nosh, too, became brighter. Sometimes after these impromptu sessions, he would race across the property like a colt, leaping and winning with joy, and then huff and puff with such intensity, I thought he might have a heart attack right then and there. Other times, he would quietly stand next to his favorite mare, a little chestnut Arabian named Mary. Somehow, by crying together, we all seemed to get used to the idea of change. Then one day it hit me. Nosh was recovering the power and choice of sadness, of releasing his attachment to his herd, his numerous human friends, this world and me, so that he could soar with a lighter, stronger soul. And when his final hour arrived, I was light enough to be there for him, without reservation, without clinging, without panicking, without begging him to stay for my sake, realizing that by him helping me to cry, he not only reclaimed his dignity in his death, he opened my heart to infinity. So that was a beautiful story. Of course, tears probably came down people's faces, certainly came down mine. Tears are good though, right? Why are we fighting them? It's a form of healing. And whether it's from frustration or anger or sadness, what does it matter? Let the tears flow. It's okay to be sad. And I think we have to tell ourselves, it's okay to be sad. It's okay. So Spirit's going to give us a card from The Soul's Journey by James Van Praagh. We're going to get a message for the masculine and one for the feminine and be done with this reading. Divine Masculine, what is a message for your soul? Personally, as a channeler, I just want to say it's okay that you've been the way you've been. You've done the best you could with the knowledge you had, but it's a time to change. Having some pride and ego is healthy, but having too much causes pain, not only on you, but on your destined lover. And people are going to cry with change, but now you know it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. So you have the message success and doubt. You doubt your success. With doubt, release the need to know all the answers. You don't need to know how the universe somehow is going to make your life better. You just surrender. You let go. You don't need to know how you and your twin flame are going to ever make this work again. You don't need to know. Success is more about your heart. And if your heart is going in the right direction, everything else will fall into place, and you should trust that. So let's read success, because I know that there is no greater goal than to love, is the message. So don't worry about your career. Don't worry about what people think. Don't worry about being right. Don't worry about that. The greatest success in life is love. Success can mean many things to the ego self, masculine, but their soul only knows one triumph, but the soul only knows one triumph, and that is to love. When your soul is no longer manifesting in the physical dimension, it is a time of reflection on how successful it was with that endeavor. The soul doesn't care how big your house was, or how nice your car is, or how many bank accounts you had. It doesn't care about your legacy in front of the camera or in front of social media. The soul only cares about how you expressed love and compassion. In the infinite wisdom of the universe, the more you love and the more love you demonstrate, the more you will receive. And even your ego's definition of success becomes altered. Your notion, masculine, of how you would be perceived as a successful person will change. The material things that you thought would make you happy will not have the same appeal. And that is the confident, egotistical anger that you need to think about, masculine. Everything you're trying to prove is a choice. Everything you're trying to do is pride and ego, based on some ideology of the way you think things should be and the way you think justice should have come in for you. So you spend your life avoiding towers instead of living in your destiny, surrendering to that. Maybe if you surrendered to that, masculine, you wouldn't run into so many towers. And did you think about that? So notice the red flags. Notice that when something is meant to end, death, Ten of Swords, Tower, aka karma, karmic relationships, let that go. You should try to make a decision, Two of Swords, choices, to let that go. Because success is on the other side. So I hope you stop fighting success. I hope you have enough love in your heart to just say, I'm sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. I was running around with no direction. I was running around like an angry person. I was running around like a hurt person. I was running around not knowing the right way. But I've listened to wisdom. I've listened to the universe. I'm listening to my heart. And I am sorry that it didn't happen sooner. And that's okay. Do not regret time lost. It wasn't lost, it was lessons. Trials of love. Trial and error, hun. Okay, so that is your message there. And then, okay, we're going to get one for the Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine, what is a message from the universe for you? So the one that came out is growth. The other one is fear. So you have a fear to grow. You have a fear to be more than you are. There is a fear, okay? You're living in fear. Fear, and what we talked about earlier, if you let this twin go, if you let this lover go, it's gone forever. You've lost all. you've lost and you've failed and you've given up on something that was destined for you. And that's what your belief is. That's a fear talking to you. In fear, it says, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And with growth, the one that came out is, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And I think that's what you need to do. That's what Spirit wants for you, is to grow. Because staying put, waiting for justice, is not growing. Staying put and hanging on to what already happened, what already is not allowing yourself to move forward. And even if it is slow and steady, hun, the tortoise wins the race. So Spirit wants you to grow and expand yourself. You're more than what you think you are. You're more than what you feel you are. You are more. And you deserve more than the scraps you've been thrown, honey. You've been thrown sideways. You've been thrown scraps of love. And you deserve the whole thing. And the minute you tell the universe, I deserve the whole thing, and you leave this behind, I promise you, you will have it. So let's read about growth. You are constantly being presented with situations that enable you to develop your inner wisdom and assist you in advancing to higher levels of understanding. The lesson is to be aware of these events and recognize them for what they are. To live in a mindful life is not only about respecting and honoring those around you, but it's also about recognizing every person and circumstance on your path as a teacher. The constant chatter and diversions of life on earth can distract you from the signpost that Spirit has left on your path. Take the time to be aware of the bountiful wisdom that has been laid before you. Acknowledge these gifts and take them to heart as you continue to soar in this physical dimension. Don't look for the opportunities that you think you need. Instead, be receptive to the opportunities that are being freely given. That is beautiful. I'll tell you what, this reading, I'm loving it. I'm really loving this love saga. It just has me in tears. It has me in emotions. It goes up and down. I've got anger, love, happiness, sadness, grief, and truth. And it's just one wild ride. But that's how we're working on our way to healing. So in this love saga, what are we going to be working on healing? Spirit, what is going to be healed in this love saga? What is the next step? What is the next step? For you or your lover, just in general, what is the next step for this love saga? Spirit, give me the next step. Let it fly out for me. Okay. Number 2, self-sabotage. Bottom of the deck, you guessed it, letting go. Letting go. So since they're both so good, I'm going to read both. Okay? Bottom line message is rejection. Okay, both of you are afraid of rejection. Both of you. Rejection of whatever that form is. It's terrifying. Rejection has been an underlying issue here. But we're going to release that by letting go, and we're not going to self-sabotage ourselves anymore. So we're going to read self-sabotage first, number 2. These are short. Okay. Become conscious of how your inner saboteur functions. You are about to sabotage a big opportunity. So, divines, now is the time to stop procrastinating and cease focusing your energy on why you are unworthy of wonderful, enriching experiences. When you connect with the saboteur archetype, you begin to recognize all the ways that you've passed up interesting opportunities and better relationships, which would help you to grow. You can learn, evolve, and become more fulfilled. But the saboteur is terrified of change and guards your heart from that which is meaningful to you. With this misguided belief that if you don't try, you can't fail, it forgets that if you don't escape from your comfort zone, you cannot succeed and experience the love and joy in which would fulfill you. On the lighter side, the saboteur can help you connect to your intuition and help you listen to your deeper wisdom. It can assist you in deciphering a potentially dangerous situation from an exciting good one. The next one is number 26, letting go. Probably the hardest one of all. Divine lovers, this situation has served its purpose. You are being challenged to change your point of view and recognize that this particular relationship at this time has run the course needed. Although you might be afraid to let go, the universe has a new opportunity for you, which will allow you to experience the kind of passion and satisfaction that you have always dreamed of. Saying goodbye is never easy and can make you feel like you are a failure. You must not allow yourself to be persuaded by other people or your own doubts to keep holding on. So focus on opening your heart to a new opportunity. Leave the baggage of your past mistakes behind you. It's important that during the letting go process, you are gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to have alone time. Write, meditate, paint, draw, sing, dance, whatever you can do to heal and let go of the pain that's holding you back. Recognize that your spirit is beckoning you to grow. I love it. I do. Doubt came into this one. Fear came into this one. Growth came into both of them. I think you've got your answer. So, this is concluding part 1 of this lover's saga, okay? Right now, this might be what you're facing. It's the frustration, it's the anger, it's the sadness, and it's the grief for both of you to let go of whatever you're hanging on to. And should we say whomever you're hanging on to. And letting it go because you deserve better and you deserve more. And learning this one lesson today, that surrendering to the divine is a choice, which is free will, but it's an easier course. We all have choices and options, and some of them are really hard to take. Some of them are really easy, but they're always our choice. We're not being thrown a bone here. We're being thrown an opportunity for growth. And that's our choice too. And we can sabotage that and sabotage any good opportunity that may be ready to come our way, or we can let this go and see what happens and believe in the impossible for sure. So that is something I want you guys to think about at the ending of this reading, and I will catch you next time. And in part 2, we're going to look at your lives, okay? Because right now we got the opener, right? We got the gist of your guys' situation, which we've confirmed a few things: true love, twin flames, destined lovers, the sign in which this resonates with, the trials and tribulations, the hardships, and the core, the root of your guys' issues, okay? Masculine, your root is stubbornness, pride, and ego, and it stems from pain and grief, stems from loss and grief, okay? Feminine, your root, your core issues is almost the same, pride and ego, but it stems from a lack of self-worth and needing justice and needing something to be done and desiring for yourself to be put up high where you deserve to be. So it is you really hanging on because you want to be acknowledged and desired. You want to be truly seen. And this stems from a lack of being seen. This stems from a lack of being heard, not having a voice. This stems from a lack of having control over your life. This stems from a root of feeling powerless and less than, okay? And so we've acknowledged that that is a root. and that's what you're working on. So that's great. We've had some really great progress in this reading, and now we're learning about how we're going to conquer those things inside of us so we can move forward. And we did learn that by letting go for both of you leads you to your destiny. It looks to me like masculine, whether you know it or not, there's a great love here, and you're fighting it. Don't fight it. See what happens. Feminine, you're learning that this is a great love, and it's worth having, but it's not worth you losing everything else by hanging on to something that needs repair. It's time to let this broken situation go, because you do deserve more, and you are losing time. The sun wants to shine down on you and give you joy, but you're not going to allow it if you keep hanging on. So by you letting go, you experience goodness and joy. And yes, for both of you, there may be some tears, some sadness, some grief for both of you. Losing this, even for the masculine, losing a karmic relationship is painful. It hurts. You feel like a failure. You feel like you've hurt more people, which is more weight on your shoulders. And it's said to yourself, be gentle. Be gentle to yourself. Don't wiggle and writhe in your mistakes. That's the past. We're letting that go and we're moving on. And it's going to lead you to greener pastures. So, yeah, we know what we have to do. We do. But I love you guys. Thank you for watching. In part 2, we will definitely get into the karmic side of this whole situation, and look into how that's affected you both. Okay. In part 3, I'm thinking what lies ahead should be in that reading. What goodness can happen for you. And we're going to explore 2 choices, the choice to stay and the choice to leave. And it will show you both in an extended part 3, and maybe it might even go into a part 4. I might do part 3 for the masculine, part 4 for the feminine, and just kind of end this series on this saga, this love story. And then we'll do another one sometime, okay? But for this love saga, this is the situation. So I hope that it did good for you. I hope that it helped you grow and heal in some sense, in some way. Thank you all for watching my channel. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. Thank you so much, Gypsy, for that beautiful note over there on that message. Thank you. Also, if you guys want to go ahead and get your name on the roster for my tarot class, and how to be intuitive and how to read intuitively, that class is available January 1st, and I am allowing payments right now. There's a limit to the number of people that are in the class, so go ahead and get on the roster. All that's required today is a $99 payment. Get your name on there, and you have till December 1st to finish paying that off, so you can finish. You'll get a beautiful little certificate. You get my tarot cards that I've created. They're going to be revamped for the class, where it has more information on them. And if you want that deck, just message me. Let me know, Steph. I want the revamped deck, or you want the original. You don't have to have one or the other. The revamped deck will have astrological symbols on there, nakshatras placed on there, reversed meaning, and direct meaning. So that will help you read tarot with my deck. So it is going to be revised if you're interested in that one. But if not, I'll just send you the regular one. So if you're interested in that class, there it is. It's $3.99. You get the tarot, you get the class. It's 6 classes over a month period. So that's how that works. It starts at 8 p.m. January 1st. I have 44 only in the class. You will be given a phone number to reach me during the class for questions. Questions will be allowed at the end of class. You'll be able to read for other people in the class and read for me, and, see how you're doing on your reading. There'll be homework assignments, of course, so you can read on your family if they'll let you, or friends. And so you can find different ways that work for you. Different psychics have different ways of interpreting a meaning. For some of you guys, you're going to get a feelings. For some of you guys, you're going to get a knowing. For some of you guys, you're going to hear things, see things, smell things. There's going to be all different kinds of senses on how you can interpret your message. And in my class, we're going to talk a little bit more about that, how to get a message from spirit, how do you know you're getting one, and how to involve that into your reading. And it just helps you grow. It helps me grow too. So We're really interested in that. So you're going to learn a lot. Hopefully you can make a life of that, or at least explore your gifts with divination, with the cards. It's a really fun gift to have. That being said, I have merch, I have cards, I have other things. It's all available on jks1111.com. It's all there. And I guess that's it today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're looking to donate to my channel, anything to help support me and my kiddos, I'd be grateful. You can go to Venmo, and donations are accepted there with a little note, and the gift that keeps on giving. So thank you all so much. I am going to give you guys, I have 178 watching, so this is your window. You have 30 minutes from this posting, when I post this video, to donate $33. I'm going to do a surprise $33 reading again for those of you who are interested in getting a question answered about your situation. So if you're looking for a reading from me, here's your opportunity, because I don't have personals available at this time. Just go ahead and donate $33 at the end of this video, and you have up until 30 minutes. So I'll be watching the clock from posting. I'm only allowing 30 minutes because I get a lot of people in such a short amount of time. So unfortunately, if you're watching this video a day later or hours later, it does not apply. So another good reason why it's important for you to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're watching my videos live, so when I have opportunities like this pop up, you're able to jump in. Otherwise, I'm sorry guys, I'm not going to accept a late donation. So if you do donate late, remember it's just a donation. So thank you so much. And I have to do that because I have, numbers of people to tend to. So that is it. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you later in Saga Part 2 of this love story. So maybe you're interested. Anyways, that's it guys. I love you. I'll see you. Hopefully you donate to Venmo and we'll get to answer some questions for your life. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful, blessed, beautiful day. And like I always say, this love is a journey, not a destination. So just keep swimming, guys. Just keep swimming. Bye, guys.